They want to inflict actual material losses on us, boycotting conservatives. Well, you can pay that favor right back. So how do we fight back? Well, I discussed this article last week, and I want to just briefly, I don't like discussing articles twice, but this one matters because it had some great points in it. The article's from the American Conservative. It'll be in the show notes again. And it's titled How the Right Can Organize Like the Left by David Hines. This is a spectacular piece. I must warn you in advance, it's not for the faint of heart. I don't mean there's anything crazy in there. I mean, it requires things of you that if you're, which you aren't in my audience, but if you're out there on the just fringes of politics, you only get involved when you think it benefit you and you're not really too into this whole life, liberty, pursuit of happiness thing, this article is probably not for you because it requires you to do things and not just talk about them. Most of the people in my audience are ready to do a whole lot to get their life, liberty, and their happiness back. But the point of the article, teaching people how to fight back against this coming reckoning the left is planning, lists, censoring, bankruptcy for you, doxing. Oh yeah, it's all down there. I showed you the articles. We don't need to just talk about it. It's right there. I can prove it to you. If there's one lesson we can take from the left on how to fight back against this is don't ever forget this axiomatic truth, that pressure is power. No, Dan, power is Senate seats and congressional seats and the presidency. It's a form of power, election power, electoral power, the power to vote. But ladies and gentlemen, the real power the left figured out a long time ago is the power of pressure. You don't believe me? Why do you think they're doxing people? Why would a leftist group like the Lenin Project put out people's home addresses, phone numbers, or whatever they put their names and photos? Why would they do that if they didn't think it would damage people and ruin their lives? Because they know it will create pressure to have those people fired. And don't forget the axiomatic truth. Pressure is power. So how do we create pressure and power through pressure? Well, ladies and gentlemen, power and pressure are products of numbers. Let's go to the screenshot from this piece. Again, I included some of these last week, and you should read this piece. It's worth your time. Quote, if you want to actually produce change, you can't do it with debates. You can't do it with pundits, and you can't do it by sitting at home and assuming someone else will do something. You have to learn to build a team and work as part of it. And your team has to learn to be part of larger teams. You must, in short, build a community here. Folks, I've said this to you before. I love this show. It's my entire life. I've been an activist. I've been a part of groups, many groups. And I say to you all the time about this show, I love this show. It's my life. But this show is meaningless if it doesn't spur people to action. You have to do. Things have to be done. Things I told you I do. I want to go up and support those New Jersey guys. I went up there and worked out there. I had told that guy he'd get a tattoo in North Carolina. I still got it on my back. It's a tattoo. It doesn't go away. Sometimes I wish I could do more. Unfortunately, now I'm a bit limited, kind of tied to a schedule of stuff. But that's going to change in a few months too as I get out of this. We have to do, and I got more do planned. But pressure and the power of pressure is only created through numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not organizing locally, you have to be. And if you don't want to, understand that pressure from the left is never going to stop because they understood this a long time ago. There's really no excuse at this point to not be a member of your local Republican club, your local Tea Party group, your local conservative group. There's none. Oh, I can't make it out on their meetings Thursday nights. Well, I'm sorry, then you're not really interested in changing things. It's your prerogative. It's a free country. But then pressure those groups to start allying with other groups. We have groups down here that are unbelievable. We won Florida. The Trump crew won Florida by almost 4 points. That's a landslide in Florida. We have a group in Palm Beach County. It's Club 45. You go in a meeting there. There's 1,500 people in the room. They reach out to other groups. Power through pressure. Pressure is power. And power and pressure are always products of numbers. Make yourself one of those numbers in a group that allies with another group. And do it today. There's no time to take our toys and go home. It's time to double and triple down. So if that's the most important takeaway, that pressure is power and power comes through numbers, here's the second most important thing, maybe equally as important. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to learn that actual material losses matter. Check this out. The left figured this out a long time ago. The words every conservative elected official needs to have emblazoned on his or her wall in letters 4 feet high and on fire are, quote, actual material loss. Hard lefties understand that if you want someone to change his behavior, you have to be able to inflict actual material loss on them. Not devastating bon mots, not status hits, not embarrassment, actual material loss. For politicians, this means votes. For other people, usually it means money. Folks, we got a primary season coming up right around the corner. Oh, Dan, we just had an election. Yeah, folks, the midterms are in 2022. The primaries, people will start announcing their candidacy for the congressional and Senate seats in 2022. I'm guessing in probably 6 months, maybe less for some. I announced right after the election when I ran, we almost won that thing. I ran for almost 2 years. This is the time now in the primary to let people know you are going to vote and get those conservatives and fake Republicans on the record right now that if their behavior doesn't change that vote and your numbers are going to inflict actual material loss through votes on them. Don't be quiet. You have their emails, you have their phone numbers. They work for you. We can responsibly make contact with them every day if we need to. They work for us, not the other way around. Your vote is an actual material win or an actual material loss for them. The time to let them know about that is in these primaries. Because once the rhinos get through in the primaries, we're stuck voting for them later because the other option is catastrophic. I would never vote for a Democrat. But second, the actual material loss the Democrats figured out a long time ago to inflict on people outside of votes in politics, because we're not all elected officials. Votes don't matter to me. I'm not running for anything. Is the boycott and the doxing and the list gathering. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have money too. Matter of fact, I believe last time I checked that 71 million people, that's a whole lot of folks, voted for Donald Trump. Matter of fact, I believe it's the largest amount of Republican voters to vote for a Republican candidate for the presidency ever. Last time I checked, the data was pretty conclusive. 71 million people. My gosh, that's a lot of money. If we all made $10 each, it'd be $710 million. I'm assuming we all make a whole lot more than that. Companies want to mess around. Eventbrite wants to cancel your stuff, holding a Trump rally. You can speak up too. You know, I'll tell you, for years, I spoke out against boycotts on our side because I thought they were foolish and stupid.
Yeah. I remember.
Now you remember that, right? Yeah, I woke up. New rules, folks. We win, you lose. But boycotts are unethical. They are? Are you sure? So you're suggesting to me if a company makes an unethical decision like canceling a Trump rally, we should go back and support them with our money anyway, and that's ethical? No, that's just stupid. Do you know, I am not kidding, that I have not walked in a Target in 4 years? Target store? My wife's laughing because she knows it's true. If the last morsel of food on earth was for sale in a Target store, I'm telling you, I would skip it. Do you know I will never, ever buy a Nike product again in my life? 71 million people who voted for Donald Trump have a whole lot of money. You can inflict actual material losses too, and a whole lot of them. You can also do boycotts. What's a boycott? So when the left wants to boycott a Hispanic restaurant owner who supports Trump, come on, Dan, No, it actually happened. I could give you the guy's name, but I'm running out of time. What did we do? We conservatives showed up and made the guys the most money he's ever made in probably a month-long period in his entire life. Restaurant, you couldn't even get in. It's probably like a 4-hour wait to get in. We can do that too. Remember the Chick-fil-A boycott? I think I ate chicken for like 6 months after that. True story. Cost me a lot of time waiting on Chick-fil-A lines, but they make it go quick. You can boycott and you can boycott too. And 71 million people have a whole lot of money and influence to do it. They want to inflict actual material losses on us, boycotting conservatives. Well, you can pay that favor right back.
You just heard Dan Bongino.